Good afternoon, viewers. I am Tim Mathew. I am not a politician nor a political pundit. I am not an elected official or somebody who is wanting to be elected. I am just like one of you, one among the many million Americans who are frustrated with the politics, the political pundits, the jobs, the debt, and our overall situation in the world front. Just like most of you, I am a hard-working American paying tax. That's all what I do. What happens to my tax, I do not know. How it is spent, I do not know. What kind of a debt is borrowed in my name, I do not know. But I am concerned. My children are concerned. My grandchildren are concerned. If you remember, for the last 4 to 5 years, we have been talking about jobs, and jobs. What are these jobs? What are they talking about? If you rewind the political rhetoric to the last election time, I heard Obama as well as Hillary Clinton along with the Republicans talking about green jobs. At that time, the unemployment rate in the United States was something like 9.5 million. Now it is something like 14 to 15. They have been talking about gasohol. They said in upstate New York and in the rest of the country, they are going to convert gas, green weeds, corn and wheat into gasohol. But finally, it was all a talk of gas. The gas never came out of the hole. The gasohol was never produced and no jobs was created. The second thing they talked about was solar panels. Thousands and thousands of jobs were created, they said. Solar panel was an idea which was in force for well over 50 years. Well, the Chinese made the solar panels. Thousands and thousands of people in China got the job. The solar panels were brought over to our coast on Chinese freight, large, big floating villages over the ocean, and they were installed. Most of them was installed by cheap, low-paying Mexican workers who neither pay tax nor are responsible to register themselves. The third job they talked about was wind turbines, windmills, turbines. A lot of windmills and turbines were manufactured in China. Again, thousands and thousands of Chinese got the job. The wind machines were brought over to our shores on large Chinese freights. They were installed again by non-tax-paying, cheap, probably Mexican workers. We Americans sit down and enjoy the electricity. The third thing they talked about was nanotechnology. Nanotechnology is again an American invention. I'm sure there will be manufacturing in nanotechnology. From the very outset, it is about mathematics and physics, and most of the jobs will most likely be in India. And all of them will be brought over here, and we had to pay for it. And that's what the 4 major innovative jobs I heard about. And of late, I'm hearing about construction works. You remember, when the first stimulus was established, $800 million were infused to the communities for reducing the unemployment, of which $100 million was apparently used for filling the potholes and fixing the bridges. I challenge you with one question. Do you know one person in Monroe County who got one job based on that $1 billion stimulus package? The job contains a health insurance, a pension plan, or longevity. The answer is no. Not only in Monroe County, but in any other counties, nobody will find out one American who got a bona fide permanent job from that stimulus. Now they are talking about another $450 or so billion to be infused. Apparently, some $50 billion are to be used for potholes and bridges. But let me ask you one question. Filling the potholes is maintenance job, and fixing the bridge is preventive maintenance job for which we already paid our tax for. So why didn't they fix it? The answer is probably for the last 20 years we were busy fixing the rest of the world. For the last 10 to 11 years particularly, we have been busy bombing the bridges built across the Euphrates river in Iraq and then rebuilding them. We have been busy destroying roads in Afghanistan and rebuilding them. Nobody bothered to fill the potholes in our roads. And moreover, that is just a maintenance job. It is a temporary job. And in all reality, a good portion of such jobs will be filled by illegal, undocumented Mexicans. There is nothing wrong with them. What I am saying is it has got to be legal, it has got to be right, it has got to be justified to the Americans. So with all these job talks, I ask you one question. What is the job you are hoping for? What is a job after all? Let me rewind the national scene for about 100 years. At the turn of the century, Rochester was a hub of industry. We had thousands and thousands of acres of land in upstate New York where corn and wheat were cultivated. Those producers were brought over to the town by donkey carts, horse cart and some electrical machines. We had water and electricity. We processed them. We made flour out of it, and we packaged the flowers and sent across to the country. The business was so booming, so much so that at some time the streets and buildings of the city of Rochester had a sheen of white flour. So the city got its name Flower City. We had companies like Kodak sprawling. 64,000 jobs were there. We had a lot of manufacturing jobs, iron and steel industries, paint, sheet and sheet metals, eyeglasses. What happened to all those industries? Nobody is talking about any of those industries. Our economy is based on consumption. Maybe 60 to 65% of our job is based on consumption. I love to wear a jacket that is manufactured, made in India, made in United States. What I get is things that are made in India or China or elsewhere. I love to wear a shirt that is made in USA. I love to wear a tie that is made in USA. I love to use a cell phone that is made in USA. So we forgot all those things. We forgot how to manufacture things that are needed for consumption. Before I die, I would like to wear a shoe and a sandal that is made in USA. So finally, after all these years, these politicians found the potholes to find jobs in the road that was built by our great-great-grandfathers some 80 or so years ago, or 70 years ago. At that time, the great construction of the roads and bridges and the highways was a major project. We borrowed a lot of money, but there was one difference. The iron and steel was made in USA. The cement was made in USA. The workers were made in USA. The work was done in USA. And all the ancillary businesses like the hotels, the motels, and all other works were made in USA. So we had a boom. Now, if we have to build a house, the wood has to come from Canada. The other materials have to come from China. We don't know even how to make a needle or a nail. So we have got to take a look back. We have got to need a president, a political party that is willing to look at the United States, not at the roads in Iraq, not creating business and industry in Iran, not unnecessary involving in all the business and politics in the Middle East and in those areas. We need somebody to take care of us, me, my children, you, your children and your grandchildren. If you like this discussion, you talk to your friends about it, you email them about it. Let us start a discussion. I'll be back very soon. Thank you.